Oh my God, what the hell is this? He's gonna try it! And will this be enough? For the Undertaker!
What's up, everyone? Welcome back to another episode of Ruckus Wrastlin. I'm Josh Mabry, alongside my tag team partner in this journey, Justin Toner. How are we doing today, sir?
Good. It's a little warm today, but much cooler now. I'm out of work. I'm thirsty.
So the sun's come out in Rochester, is what you're telling me.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
Nice.
It's about that time of the year for up there. But also about that time, it's about that time for a lot of contracts to come up in the world of wrestling. So, and I've written down, I've got 5 wrestlers that either have the contracts just now expired, are about to expire, or will expire within the coming months. Some have are in what's going on. As far as what has not been established yet, Becky Lynch just expired. She's technically a free agent right now.
Right.
Chad expires next Saturday? Something like that. It's like within the coming days. I know.
Yeah, it's within the next week. I think just before Clash of the Castle next weekend.
Yeah, and then Penta's is which just came out that his is expiring towards the September and stuff. Is open to WWE. I think every solid wrestler is going to have interest with WWE. That's not working for them. Angel Garza is coming up, which we'll see if I would think they re-signed him. He's a solid worker. But if you keep putting them in the Latino vortex that is WWE and what they're doing, who knows what they're going to do with that? And then your boy Dijak just came out today. They've been talking about his things being expiring. We haven't seen him on TV. We got a little nervous. Turns out they are in the contract negotiations right now. And it looks trending that your boy Dijak will still be with the E.
I have no doubt.
That is all said and done.
Triple H and he's a Triple H guy, so he's he was very happy that he was really looking forward to going back to the main roster to erase this stench of T-Bar and Retribution from people's minds with his current character. So, yeah, I'm sure that they'll iron something out. And the same thing for Gable. He's involved in one of the best angles going on right now in WWE. So it's like they're not going to let him walk. And like I said, Becky's probably going to just take some time off. I mean, Seth's going to be out for like a couple more months, probably at least. So, like I said, chill out at home, spend time with Seth and their daughter,
Ruth,
and chill out for a while, And then when she's ready to come back, she'll come back.
Yep. Yeah. I like we said, she's kind of a package deal with Seth, unless AEW just makes her officers a gajillion dollars.
But also, it's like she'd come in and she would immediately overshadow Mercedes. It's like, I'm sorry. It's like
she's an overall better.
She's a bigger name.
She's a bigger name. She's better on the mic. Mercedes is definitely better in the ring, but that's kind of it's very even with them. But and then Penta, that's interesting. That because he does have that language barrier. I saw
that WWE would definitely be interested in luring him away, which makes sense. I mean, he's a damn good wrestler.
He's a very good wrestler, and I mean the Japanese wrestlers that they brought in are awesome. I mean, even though Nakamura went 1-39 this year, which is kind of crazy.
Well, the way they've treated Dragon Lee and it's stuff like that, so it's like. It'll be very interesting what he decides to do. It's like Tony will probably. Well, it just depends on how Tony values him. If he's willing to shell out the money for him, it's like
he always puts him in high-profile matches. Like he always, especially with the Lucha Brothers. I mean, they always put them.
Yeah.
They're always performing and stuff like that. I mean, freaking Ray, that red double kick by Ray. We'll get into the Ray Kyle O'Reilly.
So, Ricochet is coming up soon.
Yep.
Angel Garza's coming up soon. I don't see them leaving. Ricochet seems to be pretty happy with where he is. It's like, and of course, he's
Samantha Irvin.
Yeah, he's him and Samantha Irvin have been dating for quite a while. They're engaged to be married, so And that's also plays a factor as well too. So,
which it's just go ahead.
Yeah, it's just that I just don't know if he'll ever go above the mid card, and it's like, and if it's like if he's okay with that, then I can see him pretty happy. I mean, it's like he can go on and put on banger matches with just about anybody. And I understand Ospreay feeling like he's not being there, and he does have some valid. Ospreay had some valid points, and because those guys had mind blowing matches in the past. It's like there's some of them, you can find some of that on YouTube. Go check it out. It's like whew.
I'm indifferent on the one, but we've already discussed that.
Yeah.
It's fun. It's entertaining as hell.
But if Ricochet went to AEW, he wouldn't. He's no chance he'd be able to get into the main event.
It's just I would just stick where you're at. They're using you. Triple H loves him.
Mm-hmm.
And yes, he did get squashed this past match, but that's a different story. There's a
It's
reason
it's definitely part of the storyline.
It's part of the storyline. He's still being used in storyline.
Mm-hmm.
And him and Ilya, like they're doing very well. We'll get to it with how they really intertwine storylines really well to utilize all the talent that they have. And stuff like that. And then we do have and then was it Slapjack? Was that his name? I forget his actual name now. Speaking about T-Bar and Retribution, he did sign with NJPW, that wrestler. I don't remember him, but he was already kind of with NJPW. I think he just re-signed with them. So I remember that nugget. Four behind the scenes people did not get their contracts renewed with AEW, which is Arn Anderson. Arn Anderson, Mark Henry, Jake Hager, and Paige Van Zant. Paige Van Zant was a cold sneeze in the wind as far as her career. They took her off a long time ago. She's doing like celebrity boxings and stuff like that. She basically got in the ring and realized I really don't want to do this. So that's no surprise there. Jake Hager never really developed into anything, unfortunately. So I don't know what he's going to do on that. Mark Henry has been he's the most outspoken person to ever work for one brand. Honestly, he'd go on Busted Open and just say this stuff sucks. And I don't think he was really happy there. But who knows?
Plus, him and Arn Anderson really didn't have much left to do there. So I understand why they decided to leave.
Right, and Cody did express, he might bring Arn on as like his manager, thing like that. Who knows? But if Cody says it and they find a way to do it, they're going to do it.
Arn had a good relationship with WWE. It's like, it's like, he didn't get treated like crap there and stuff like that. They just didn't have any use for him. And it's like, he was probably a little miffed about that. But that was under Vince, and Triple H is old. Triple H, it's like Triple H would appreciate what both Arn Anderson and Mark Henry can contribute outside the ring. I mean,
correct.
I mean, people forget it's like that. Mark Henry has developed a really good eye for talent.
Mm-hmm.
Because he found Bianca Belair and he also Jay Cargill, who are now both tearing it up in WWE. So sorry about the noise in the background. But so I'm sure that if they're not go back to WWE, they'll probably get utilized somewhere. So.
I'm not too worried about it. They're legends of the game and stuff like that. So Jake's the only one that I'm like, I don't know. I guess he's gonna go just kind of do some other stuff. He'll find work. He's just been in the business for way too long. But who knows? Who knows on that? And then MJF, obviously he re-signed. He did an interview with Sports Illustrated. It's MJF in the purest form. As far as just how his comments were, he basically never said anything, but basically, he's signed for a lot of money. Still has a never say never as far as, him going to a different company, even though he has that tattoo. I'm not too worried about it on that. But it's nice to still have a superstar that is a AEW superstar stay with AEW. Even though I would have loved to see him in the WWE, I think we still will. He's so young, but it just puts more. I want to watch now because he's just that big of a star.
Yes, he's their biggest homegrown star. Tony could not afford to lose him to WWE right now. That would have been catastrophic.
Yeah.
And he's definitely been missed on AEW. So him coming back is a really good thing. And I'm sure he eventually will go try WWE because it seems like that's inevitable. But he definitely feels that he's the best thing for him right now is to stay with AEW, and they definitely need the help right now because things have been kind of just all over the place lately, and it's like so. Hopefully, now that he's back, things maybe might stabilize a little bit better. So we shall see.
We shall see. We shall see. Another thing we might see, Swerve came out recently and says if there was ever a time for AEW and WWE to work together, it seems right the right time. People would say it's far fetched, and it is still kind of a crazy notion. But
Yeah.
with all the intertwining workings with all the other companies, AEW always had that New Japan relationship, but WWE now having the working relationship with TNA, having the working relationship with All Japan. You know, they already, and Triple H always likes to do that, dip his hand in the pot, because I think he realized it was a good.
Yeah, they got Marigold, the new Joshi promotion.
Right.
It's like with Julia and all that. It's like that's another tie that they've established.
Yeah, because I think tip of the cap to Tony, because he was the first one that kind of was just like good with making those relationships. So you build relationships with those talent.
Yeah.
That when their contract comes up and you get in that negotiation, you get in that bidding war between WWE and AEW.
Yeah, it's better for the wrestler.
It's better for the wrestler. You already established that relationship, and I think once Triple H lost out on a Will Ospreay. I don't care what you say, he lost out. There was no way they both weren't trying to go after him.
Oh, yes.
When you lost out on the Rainmaker, when you lose out on those big talents, those big free agencies to the other company, and we both said the reason we see both of them end up in AEW is because of the relationships that Tony already created with them, because of the working relationships he did with the companies they were in, and was able to make a nice deal for them. Yeah. Next thing you know, Triple H starts, working with all these other companies. TNA obviously just now became TNA, and the big relationship they're working with now. And I think it's just like, a lot of times it's like NFL. Hey, that's working, and then teams start to copy it. That I think that's just kind of my theory. Is Triple H saw that and was like, here's this other thing that relationship didn't work out with them, and they're squandered for money.
Yeah, and plus it's well known that Triple H wanted to have work relationships with other companies a long time ago, but of course Vince was like, no, because he's an asshole. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and short-sighted and a lot of other awful things. Anyway, so. Yeah, I mean, and plus, Tony had the first interpromotional relationship Tony created with AEW was TNA. That was the first one. That was before the New Japan stuff kicked off. Yeah, because that's when you had like the Good Brothers coming over for it's like doing Elite slash Bull Club stuff, and Kenny won the TNA championship along with a couple other
Christian.
Yeah. So it's like, and the door is definitely opened with Jordan Grease's Royal Rumble thing, and also previously with Mickey James too. They worked out that it's right. Like, so yeah, this adds a lot of interesting possibilities. Because people are wondering like Jordan Grease's open challenge at I think is it Bound for Glory?
Yeah.
People are wondering, like, well, this open challenge, it's got to be someone from WWE, and then people are like speculating who the heck it could, who it could be, because it's a perfect counter for her taking on Roxanne this Sunday at Battleground. So it's like, and it makes obvious sense that Shawn Michaels, Triple H are definitely want to try to get Jordan Grace to come to WWE at some point. Yeah, it's like they're it's like it's funny. HBK said that he was literally jealous that Triple H got to use Jordan for the Rumble. So HBK is very high on Jordan Grace. So he was very excited and happy to work this out that she's doing this stuff with NXT.
Yeah, I mean, and you don't, like we said last show, that you don't shell out six figures for 3 appearances if you don't think you want her on your roster. And we'll see how this working relationship goes, and if they get some other talents from there. I would, if everything works out with Ethan Page, maybe you get a Josh Alexander. I don't know. Haven't really kept a whole lot whole heck of a lot up with TNA right now.
Yeah, me neither. It's
Ever
like,
since Ian Moore left, I kind of stopped paying attention.
yeah.
'Cause I like what he was doing. I mean, I doubt he brings back Eric Young. I think that relationship's over. So and I
Well,
know the
he
Motor City
Eric
Machine
Young
Guns are looking
Eric
like they might be at
Eric Young
AEW.
left because of Vince. As soon as Vince
Right.
came back, Eric was like, "Nope, I'm out."
Right. So, but I
He
just
has to be
think
released, and they let him go.
right. So unless they come into financial situation, which is kind of what TNA
He
is
may.
into,
I don't know. He's probably happy in TNA. It's like he
Yeah.
could maybe go back to work for WWE because now that Vince is gone for good.
yeah. Moose could see Moose.
Maybe.
He's been old. He's a little old though, but who knows?
Yeah.
Who knows? On that, but those guys are just like the people just popped in my head. Yeah, you won't see Rosemary. I don't think they're gonna bring her in. They've got such a stacked female roster. I don't think they're gonna do anything with Rosemary. And I really, like I said,
it would be wild if part of this inter-promotional work between WWE and TNA that Mustafa Ali appears on WWE television again.
Yeah, it would be kind of funny. And we were saying AJ Styles at TNA. I'm like, I'm not throwing it out there, but after what happened on SmackDown, not yet. With that. And then shout out and speaking about NXT, Sean is cooking. And he's cooking so much they got their best rating, which is not surprising.
I mean, he put out the thing with him in the chef outfit, so
right.
It's like he knows.
Yeah.
He knows cooking.
And I can't disagree with him because he put the Golden Goose in the position that I wanted her to, and I cannot wait to see that match and how those two work together because it's definitely a difference of styles, and I think it's going to be awesome.
Yeah.
On that because I've always been a big fan of Jordan Grace. So
yeah.
And then there was a picture of her and Ivy Now that just did CrossFit. I'm like, oh, see? Now, Jordan, teach Ivy how to wrestle. That's all I got. That's all I have to say. Just teach Ivy how to wrestle because she's a little clunky in the ring, but I like
mm-hmm.
she's on the right path there.
Yeah.
Anything else on news? Because like I said, it's pretty.
The only thing I saw is that both Cora Jade and Nikki Lyons are rehabbing their ACL injuries. Seems to be pretty well. Nikita said she's probably anywhere from like 4 to 5 months she'll be able to get back in the ring again. Cora seems to be doing really well. She's it's like she's I've seen her doing some stuff, workouts, like some social media stuff where she's working without a leg brace on. So that's good. The women's division NXT will definitely appreciate when both of them are back, especially Cora Jade, because she was in line for the big push before she got hurt. So, and plus, her and Roxanne have so much unfinished business that it's like they have to blow that off before Roxanne goes to the main roster.
Yep, pretty much. The other things, Justin needs to do homework. He needs to watch the Who Killed WCW episode that just came out, produced by The Rock.
I wasn't sure about this because I'm like, I've read so much about the deaths of WCW. I know it's like unless there's like new revelations.
It's just cool sound bites by the talent, like all this years later. It's just interesting, but it's always interesting to see.
I read the book, The Death of WCW. My friend let me know it.
It's just always interesting. And well, it was just weird to see The Rock like sitting there, like, yeah, WCW. I'm like, what are you? You're just like an out. I was like, why are you here? Why are you here?
Maybe to comment on from things from WWE side.
Yeah, it was produced by him, and it's The Rock, so
gotcha.
Yeah, it was done. It was produced.
It felt. I don't know. It felt like this is like for newer, younger fans who didn't grow up during that era to maybe get educated about what happened.
Yeah,
this is how a wrestling company can go under.
Yeah, this is how something that is too big to fail failed.
Yep.
And it was like, it was just cool to see at the beginning, every person was just like, who killed WCW? And then like one person would say all the egos. And then somebody would say, it was Vince Russo. And then someone said it was Eric Bischoff. And then someone said it was AOL, it was Turner. And I was like, it was everybody. Like it takes a collective.
It was not just
combination.
Like
that's what I'm saying. Like Justin and I have researched and watched everything about the death and the rise and the fame and all that other stuff.
I watched it happen.
Yeah, we watched it happen. It was just like it was a comedy of errors, of just by everybody. So it's It's too long to cover in 47 minutes, and everyone that blames whoever is right in a way.
If I wanted to torture somebody, I'd show them the majority of the pay-per-views and Money and Nitro from 2000. It's
bad. You think people are like, "Oh, AEW is bad"? I'm like, no, it's not.
No,
not compared to that.
No, not even. They're not even at some of their worst shows AEW has had. They're nowhere near the level bad of 2000 era WCW. It's like it was an absolute shit show.
Yes, it was. But unlike that, this is not a shit show. This is a fun show. And you know what else is a fun show? Well, SmackDown. This is pretty fun.
Yeah.
A lot of stuff happened. And guess what? Justin from another time period is going to go over it. So here we go.
Yeah. They'll throw it to me.
Yeah.
Okay, here we go with a recap of last week's episode of Friday Night SmackDown. We opened with Nick Aldis holding a ceremony for Nia Jax for winning Queen of the Ring. Basic coronation ceremony. She cut a promo saying that she was going to take Bayley out, of course, at SummerSlam, blah, blah, blah. Bayley came out to try to rebut, but she got attacked by Chelsea Green and Piper Niven before she even get to the ring. Chelsea told Nia Jax that by SummerSlam, her buddy Piper Niven is going to be champion. And Nia's like, I don't give a damn. I'm going to take out whoever is champion. Then we cut to AJ Styles visiting Nick Aldis' office, saying that he appreciated him talking to him last week, anything, and says it's going to be hard enough to do it once. Tells him that he has his time, obviously hinting at a retirement, which we saw later in the show. Bayley was checked out by Naomi in the back. Then we went to a match. Austin Theory taking on Tommaso Ciampa. Ciampa picked up the victory. Blair Davenport was talking to Nick Aldis when Naomi came in. Her and Naomi had words. And Naomi got a tag match with Bayley against Chelsea and Piper Niven for later in the evening. LA Knight came in. He asks if AJ Styles is going to retire. Aldis says he doesn't know. And LA asks him where Logan Paul would be. And he tells him to take a seat and wants to talk to him as they. LA Knight got interviewed backstage, calling out Logan Paul. Then Carmelo Hayes came in their butt, and thanks to a little flub, LA Knight got to smoke him a little bit and got the better of the exchange. Andrade El Idolo took on Apollo Crews. Andrade picked up the victory with Legado and Fantasma watching from afar. Solo Sikoa was with the rest of the bloodline, and he explained to the Girls of Destiny they need to be as vicious as possible tonight. Heyman asked him how he can better serve Solo while he's charged with Reigns Charles Chief. There's lots of violence, but, wants to counsel him. He says he's recruiting very violent men into the bloodline. He said that the strategy was when Roman comes back, they have Cody Rhodes in checks. And Solo says they have Cody in check, and he doesn't even know it. And Paul asks him a question with all due respect, who is we? Kevin Owens came out to cut a promo about what's going on with the bloodline. Paul Heyman came out to interrupt. They had a back and forth where basically Heyman was trying to convince KO to back off from this new super violent version of bloodline. Then we got to a tag team match. Girls of Destiny, Tama Tonga and Tonga Loa taking on the Street Profits. And the girls picked up the victory. Then we had Indy Hartwell complain to Bianca Jade about Candice getting hurt because of their last match against them. And Jade says, hey, we'll be happy to put you on the shelf too if you keep running your mouth. Then Mia Yim Michin was interviewed about possibly that AJ Styles may be retiring tonight. She was interviewed by Nia Jax, and they shared words. Probably setting a match next week. Then we had Bayley and Naomi taking on Chelsea Green and Piper Niven. The heels picked up a victory. LA Knight said if the rumors are true, he has his respect. It's AJ Styles kept on walking. He shook Cody's hand, whispered something to him. Cody nods. He runs with the Good Brothers, handshakes all around, and they head out to the ring. So the main event segment was AJ Styles with the Good Brothers in the ring. Got on the mic. They said that he's decided to hang it up and go home and be a phenomenal dad. There's tears all around. 2 sweets with the Good Brothers hugs. He invited Cody Rhodes to come out, talk to him. Cody came out. He wanted to thank him. He had one of the best matches of his career at Backlash against him in France. Crowd's electric, and if that's going to be his last match, then that's it. This is the house that AJ Styles built, and he wanted to hand him the keys. Exchanged what it was after the match. Cody texted him if he was okay, and AJ said to him, "I'm good, little bro." And on behalf of the locker room, that Styles was a big referral. He thanks him for everything. They hug. He raises his hand, adulates the fans, and then AJ Styles loaded him with a lariat and proceeded to beat the living crap out of him. Styles clashed him off of the steps onto the floor. The Good Brothers held back and Nick Aldis as security to let AJ lay out Cody Rhodes. It was all Swerve a la Mark Henry pulling a fast one on John Cena way back in the day. So things are heating up between Cody and AJ. That's all that happened on this week's episode of Friday Night Smackdown.
We get AJ and Cody too. I wanted it so bad because they were so good. I was like, you can't end it there. You can't. That match was too good to not do it again. You know.
No. It's like it only got derailed because Saudi Arabia wanted Logan Paul to face Paul.
Now I will say, speaking about, I remember I was watching the show and I was like seeing, I was keep up on Twitter and see what people's reaction was, and like seeing AJ like throughout the show, and someone goes, shouldn't it be a peach suit, not a blue suit? And I was like, oh shit, they're doing that, aren't they? It's like, it just dawned on me. And then good old,
and without even seeing that, I knew, like when I saw the suit and everything, I was just like, he's gonna pull Mark Henry. He's gonna pretend to be retiring, sucker Cody in, and then destroy him. And that's exactly what he did. And it was executed wonderfully. And also on top of that, Mark Henry thought it was awesome and gave his seal of approval on the whole deal.
Yep, here it is. Of like shot by shot. It's like, okay, I'm going to bed. This is the last post. No one enjoyed this more than me. And it literally is like a shot by shot of like Mark Henry.
It was one of Mark Henry's finest moments.
Oh yeah, like, it was awesome.
He totally suckered the fans into thinking he was really retiring, and that's like he's hugging Cena, and then he lays out Cena. And
someone goes, but AJ didn't say he's got more left in the tank, because I love that where he ripped he ripped the buttons off his shirt. I still got more left in the tank. I was like, that was just an awesome segment. People still remember that. And they just had to do it, just a little wink, wink, nudge, nudge. And it's kind of a giving an ode to Mark Henry. It's like, yeah, that was great work that you did.
Also, I think the Good Brothers were in on it because if you look very closely after he lays out Cody the first time, you can see in the background just outside the ring the Good Brothers going, yeah. And they held security back. So it's like, right. So they were in on it.
Yeah. I mean, it's just fun stuff because it's just good stuff.
It was fantastic. It's like Cody totally suckered Cody in. It's like he's the bleeding baby. It was a perfect trap, and so now Cody's going to be really pissed off, and we're going to have a hell of a rematch.
Oh yeah, for sure. Do you think?
I don't know if they're going to. It's either going to be Clash of the Castle or Money in the Bank. It just depends on. I don't know if they're going to do it because the big match for Clash of the Castle is Priest versus Drew.
Mm-hmm.
That's going to be the main event.
Yeah,
it's like,
yeah. Are you surprised we're getting Piper at Clash with Bayley? That's cool though. I felt it was a little forced just because it's Piper.
It makes sense. I mean, she's from Scotland too, so Triple H has always been very high on her. The Dewdrop stuff was crap. I felt bad for her. She's a really talented wrestler, and she was out injured for a while. She only just recently came back earlier this year. She was out for a while. No, it's like I don't think. Of course, she's not gonna win, but I think it's going to be a hell of a match and a good challenge for Bayley because she's big, she's powerful, and plus she gets to wrestle in front of her home crowd just like Drew. So it's like I think it's been set up very well. It's like she's a dangerous opponent for Bayley. It's like, and it's like she's got to do. It's like once she gets past her, then she's got to worry about Nia Jax at SummerSlam. My only question is who. Is she gonna have a title match at Money in the Bank before she faces Nia at SummerSlam? So it's like, and it's gonna be very interesting to see what's gonna happen to her. Is like, is she gonna be able to beat Nia and hold on to the title at SummerSlam? It's like, no,
I don't know, but I'm looking forward to Bayley and Nia for sure. On that, your boy Mello just keep screwing. Just get him away. Get him away from LA Knight because
it's like I felt so bad. It's like, look. Mello is awesome. I felt number one when it's like I didn't watch the show live. I had to rewatch through a lot of clips and other stuff because like that night it's like every other night is D&D night on Friday. So sometimes I don't get to watch SmackDown live. So when I saw the clip, I was just like, oh, Mello. But then it made worse because LA immediately called it audible and fucking smoked him.
Yeah,
he fucking smoked him so bad.
If I want to talk to LA, I'll just look myself in the mirror. I was like, oh no, he cooked him. Oh God. Oh God. Oh God. And Mello's like, shit, I did it again, didn't I?
It's like he fell into a pit, and then LA Knight just dumped gasoline on top of him and lit him on fire.
Yeah, because Mello was trying to be different, saying, I just talked to LP, and it came out LA, and LA caught it and flipped it so bad on him.
Oh my God. That's why LA Knight is amazing. It's like,
yeah, all pun intended, but yeah, on that. So I was just like, I saw that, I was like, oh no, I felt like I was like laughing my ass off, and I was like, oh no, Justin, your boy, go help your boy.
Dude, both my boys. So it's like I love what LA Knight did, but I felt so bad for Mello. It's like that's the wrong. That's like the worst person you can make a flub for because he just turned around and lit you on fire.
yeah. Austin Theory face turn, really?
I don't know. I don't see it.
I don't know. It was just that was a fun. It was weird with him and Grayson Waller. Like they're like weird back and forth that they were doing. I don't know. Just found it weird. Maybe we might get a face turn after DIY beats him, but
yeah, it's like Triple H do well by DIY, man. Give them the tag titles.
Yeah. Hey, another week, another promotion that doesn't know what to do with Andrade.
Yeah, it's like the best thing they got to do is like it's like a feud with Legado. I mean, it's like Legado just got done with a feud with LWO before the draft, and it's like is the only person they can feud with also has to be Latino. It's like
oh no, it's like the Jericho mid card vortex out to Wrestle Talk. This is the Latino
vortex.
The Latino vortex. It's just like, oh, you're Latino, you're gonna be in this. At least Carlito's doing something with Judgment Day, so at least got him away from that in a sense. But it still has Dom there, so it still has the Latino and Dom still goes and gets involved with that. I'm like, can we stop? It was cool at first, but now I'm like, I mean, shout out to Give Taylor. He posted on our thing of like someone in a cross of Penta at a crossroads of like going to WWE, and it just shows Legado or LWO, and I'm like, yeah, they're gonna do that, aren't they? So. But yeah, and shout out Jeremy, welcome. Yeah, I don't know if you can. That's why I'm saying, like, really, him as a face.
I agree. It's like they have to do a lot of work because he's got a natural talent for being a heel. So it's like,
yeah. Yes, I mean we're tired of the feud.
Yeah, it's like it's everybody is.
Right. So on that, so what'd you think of GOD's first tag match?
Thumbs up.
Okay. Because some people on the internet, I don't, just because I'm such a big Tama fan.
It's like they're obviously high in them, so it's like what better way to show how dangerous they are by taking out and establish, multi-time tag team champion team like Street Profits.
Mm-hmm. And I just it's Heyman is chiseling Solo into somebody in the backstage. You can just tell Heyman, that is his project.
You know what would be a good mini feud, them against the Pride? Have Lashley against Solo. That would be kind of like an interesting clash.
That the Pride, have yet to figure out if they're still going with that.
Yeah.
So weird on that. But Lashley's been actually hurt. So
yeah, that's why he hasn't been on TV. He's been out.
Yeah. I did love the Kevin Owens back and forth with Paul Heyman. I've watched that a couple of times. That was fun.
Yep, more good stuff. I mean, it's amazing how it's like they've done this where I actually feel sorry for Heyman because he's like I'm trapped. Help me.
Yeah.
I don't know what to do.
Yes. But you know.
Oh, that who is we?
Right. I was getting ready to ask that. I was like, who is we? It's The Rock.
The Rock. The Rock is who is.
Oh, or Jacob Fatu. Eventually,
that could be either or.
Yeah.
Or both.
Yeah. I mean, yes. The way Heyman has been so good.
Yeah.
He's helped his help. That's what I'm saying. He is literally like chiseling Solo in the back. Like that's his project right now, is making Solo a well-rounded superstar because they know what Jacob's going to do when he gets there.
Yeah, and like they're doing such an effective job that the fans are already ready to give Roman a mega face pop when he comes back because they're chanting that we weren't Roman.
Mm-hmm.
It's like he's already baby facing. He hasn't even done the official turn yet.
Right.
And the fans are ready to cheer him. Like what?
Going how this feud's kind of building with Cody and him. Do you still think we're getting Orton and Cody at SummerSlam, or do you think they might drag AJ out?
I don't know. I don't see. I'd be shocked if they drag out him and AJ to SummerSlam.
I know it's going to be Clash. They're probably going to do Clash or Money in the Bank 1.
Yeah.
For that, and we'll see how. But who knows? They might. He did a 3-part series with Brock, but he could lose because he wasn't the champion at the time. But you want Randy and Cody would be definitely a great, but Randy's face. So
yeah, no, and it's like
I
don't think they want to turn him heel right now.
No, so. Him and KO with the bloodline stuff. They got to sell more shirts. So with that, yeah,
we shall see.
We shall see. And then let me know, someone, if you can find Pretty Deadly, let me know where you find them.
Yeah, where the hell have they been?
So I don't know what's going on with that.
B Priestley finally showed up.
Yeah, B Priestley finally showed up. So
yeah, looks like her first feuds could probably be Naomi because Naomi was not impressed. So
no, so. We shall see. But anything else on SmackDown? That's pretty solid show, especially with the ending.
It was a solid show, yeah.
The ending was pretty good. There. All
No,
right.
the ending was the best part. It's
and like how they kind of slow built it throughout the show.
Because the fans bought it. The fans were buying it. It's like it took them a while to react when they realized that it's like AJ. It was a fake out.
Yeah, because when Cody and LA Knight both kind of like respect. So you're like, oh, we're actually doing this, aren't they?
Yeah.
And then
it's like both Cody and LA Knight bought it. So it's like
yeah. But
they're doing I like what they're doing so far with LA Knight versus Logan Paul. They're doing the slow build.
Yes, thank you for bringing that up.
Logan Paul's like, you're not worth my time, and LA Knight's like, I'm gonna get your attention one way or another. I'm gonna get you.
That's LA Knight and Logan Paul at SummerSlam.
It's gonna be awesome.
It's going to be awesome.
And he's going to win the title, and the fans will
lose their
shit.
Yes.
Because he'll finally have a belt around his waist like he deserves.
I think the way they're going to build it is LA is going to be in Money in the Bank, and then Logan Paul is going to screw him out of somehow or another.
That's dangerous because the fans were really pissed when he didn't win Money in the Bank last year. So I was like,
yeah. So I think that's what they're going with
that crowd wanted him to win bad in London.
Yeah, that'd be funny if they brought Mark Henry back just for stealing his bit. I don't know. I never say never. I doubt it, but that'd be hilarious if they did.
Is a sincere form of flattery. So
yes, and I'm glad they kind of did that just to give the flowers and the nod to Mark Henry on that.
Mm-hmm.
On that, he did excellent work. We still talk about it to this day. In a good way. Not the sexual chocolate giving birth to a hand part, but
No.
that's for here nor there. I can't believe I remembered that. I put it out of my mind a long time ago.
I tried to forget about that part of this.
Yeah, but I still remember it. I don't know why. My damn memory. All right, let's go to former Justin's clone and go over Raw.
Yeah. Okay, here's what happened on this week's episode of Monday Night Raw. We opened the show with Liv Morgan coming out, cut a promo. Said, welcome to the Revenge Tour. Took out Rhea Ripley, won the Women's World Championship. And now she sent Becky Lynch into early retirement after beating her in the steel cage match last week. But so the cherry on top, of course, was making out with Dominic Mysterio. Dominic came out, tried to speak, but the crowd booed him. Got a lot, typical response, you suck. Where he says, maybe she's probably going to kill you too, referring to Rhea. She says, maybe Mysterio didn't come out to help Lynch. She came out to be closer to her. That's okay because she meant what she said when she wanted to take everything from Rhea Ripley. That includes Mysterio. And she gets all up in his grill. Brie Bella comes out and tells her to back off. They don't want anything to do with her. While on the apron, so it rubs very seductively Dominic's hair. Sheamus was interviewed, hyping up his match against Kaiser later in the show, which came up right after, actually. Really good match between Sheamus and Louis Kaiser. Kaiser picked up the big victory in a really hard-fought match. More Judge Day shenanigans. Finn Balor warned Dominic not to play with fire. Damian Priest came and wants to know what's going on. Finn says everything's handled. He asks about Rhea, says giving her some space, but everything's cool. Dom says. Priest hopes that it works out and he makes things right. They have enough trouble to deal with. He's like, it's time to sell some scores tonight and remind everyone why Judgment Day runs Monday Night Raw. Ricochet was the back getting his rib taped up. Ilya Dragunov paid a visit. If Dragunov wants to finish this, Ricochet's happy to do it, but first he's got to take care of Braun Breaker tonight. Then we had Dragon Lee taking on Finn Balor. Finn Balor picked up the victory thanks to some help from Carlito. Carlito continued to attack Dragon Lee after match. Braun Strowman came out with Rey Mysterio to make the save. He gets to the ring, runs through Finn and Carlito. McDana runs from the ring, is quickly ejected with a boot. But Judge Day escapes before the Strowman Express can run them over. Damian Priest is talking to the boys. Hope this wants the Braun Strowman situation cleared up. And he tells Carlito to go make a match against Strowman for later in the show. He wants to prove himself. Then we had a segment where Sami Zayn called out Chad Gable for another title match. The rest of Alpha Academy came out reading a prepared statement in response. Sami tried to reason with them, so they don't need to do this or listen to him. Chad Gable attacked him from behind. And the other Rose Alpha Academy tried to help, but he backed them off. And Otis looked like he was going to turn. He tried to intervene, but then when Sami and Gable got into it, they knocked Maxine and Tozawa off the apron. Otis got angry and laid out Sami. Braun Breaker visited Adam Pearce in his office. Says that he'll teach Pierce and Ricochet about respect because he wasn't put in the carrying tournament. Now no one can hold him back. Chad Gable told everyone he was proud of him, even though they and said that they're going to get him his Intercontinental Championship at Clash of the Castle. Then we had Ricochet versus Braun Breaker. Really good match. Braun Breaker pulled off a hell of a finisher with hitting a Frankensteiner right into a spear. Take Ricochet out, picking up victory. He continued to try to destroy Ricochet after the match with Ilya Dragunov ran out for the save. Then we had Kiana James being interviewed as she went out for her debut match on Raw, taking on Natalya. She picked up the victory, their finisher, the 401k. New Day was interviewed, saying they're going to take it off the stage tonight, but Karrion Kross came in, kept trying to sow seeds of doubt between New Day, saying that after tonight, he won't, Woods won't have to follow Kofi around anymore, said Karrion Kross. Braun Strowman and Carlito didn't last very long. Braun Strowman picked up the victory. But thanks to Liv Morgan distraction of all things, the Judgment Day and Carlito were able to lay out Strowman with some chair shots. Then the Women's Tag Team Champions, Bianca Belair and Jay Carter, came out. Got into war of words with Shane Baszler and Zoe Stark, which led to a Tag Team Championship match. It's going back and forth, but eventually Alba Fire and Isla Dawn ran out and attacked the champions, causing disqualification, caused a big brawl between all three teams. Damian Priest was interviewed ahead of his main event match, non-title against Rey Mysterio. Drew McIntyre came in and gave him word of said it's only a matter of time before he takes the title at Clash at the Castle. Main event, Jey Uso showed up in the crowd to cut a promo, declaring himself to be in the Money in the Bank match, ladder match at Money in the Bank in Toronto. Lara McKeer was interviewed, said that she was also planning on going to be in the Women's Money in the Bank, but Io Sky attacked her from behind and laid her out. Then we got New Day taking on Authors of Pain with the rest of the Final Testament at ringside. Also, Pain picked up the victory. Alba Fire and Isla Dawn cut a promo saying that they want their title shot. Sounds like they wanted to happen to Clash at the Castle. Then we had the main event, Rey Mysterio taking on Damian Priest, a non-title match. Good match. Damian Priest came on top. Drew McIntyre snuck in and attacked him afterwards. Tried to lay him out, but Damian Priest fought back, chokeslammed him through the announce desk as him and the rest of the Judgment Day stood tall. And that is how this week's episode of Monday Night Raw closed out.
There was like 5 segments that involved Judgment Day in a 3-hour show.
Yeah, Judgment Day was all over the show.
I mean, not that I was mad about it, but I was like, damn. Like,
it's
there's so much. They're involved with so much stuff.
Right. You got Priest. You got Priest being exacerbated by all the different issues going on. You know, Carlito's trying to worm his way into the group. The Liv thing with her and Dom. You know, where Braun Strowman is giving them a headache, and he's still got to worry about Drew at Clash at the Castle. So it's like they got a lot on their plate. So
all right, Kaiser getting the rub.
Big win.
Big win.
I knew they were going for the singles push, so it's a big win going over Sheamus.
Yeah,
they beat the hell out of each other. Holy cow!
Yeah. Oh God. Yeah. And come on, you bitch! And I was like, yes, that was awesome. Great. That's a wrestling match there.
Mm-hmm.
With that, a couple other things. Obviously, all right. The article today. They're gonna change what they're doing with Braun because of how good he is. I was like, no shit. We've been telling you about it. Like he's killing it. At freaking damn. Like I didn't know he had that in the bag.
Oh, what the Frankensteiner?
No, gosh, whatever it is, off the top rope.
That's Frankenstein.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, I didn't know he had that in the bag.
Oh no, he did that in NXT. It's like he's been granted permission by his dad and his uncle to use all of the Steiner's old moves. He's used the Frankensteiner, you know, the spear. He's even used the Steiner recliner submission finisher that his uncle Scott used to use. He's used that in NXT. It's like he's got the entire Steiner moveset at his disposal. And the transition from the Frankensteiner into the spear was dope. It's funny because it's like he's a heel, but the fans are loving it because what he's doing. So it's like he's getting over so fast, and this is why this is the Braun I knew if they let him marinate enough in NXT that he was going to kill in the main roster, and it's exactly what's happening. I know some
Like
people wanted him to be called up sooner, but him staying in NXT longer, the heel turn, teaming up with Baron Corbin to form the Wolf Dogs, that helped really give him improve his promo skills and give him more personality. And it's like now you're seeing the payoff on Raw with this whole angle.
The whole crowd was barking. I'm like, yep, he's got it. He's made.
Yeah,
he's made now. All right, he's the world has been introduced to the guy to the wrestler we've known for a while now that this dude's going to kill it. And so many people are like, oh, the next big thing. I'm like, I mean, as far as freak athlete, yes, he's a genetic freak. Let's see
if he doesn't have a world championship around his waist sometime next year, it'll be a crime.
Yeah.
He's not really that fucking good.
Yeah, I'm surprised. Yeah, he hadn't won a match yet before he gets over. Like he's just already over on that. So hey, Kiana James,
he's fighting Lily Dragunov next week. It's like, God, that's gonna roll.
Hey, Kiana James, she exists.
Yeah, they finally gave her a match.
Yeah, finally gave her a match. What's going on with Judgment Day and the Karrion Kross stuff? Are you buying that?
We mean New Day.
New Day, sorry. Yeah, New Day.
It feels like Karrion Kross is trying to destroy New Day.
Yeah.
Want to break them up.
Yeah.
The question is that going to actually happen? Are they actually going to do that?
I don't know. It did come out that Big E's getting some stem cell treatment. So I guess he's trying.
Yeah, him and MVP went down to Mexico to get some stem cell treatments.
Yeah. So what do you think of the Liv stuff so far that they're doing with Liv and Dom and Judgment Day and all that? Do you think it's being forced or?
Her promo work this week was a little better than last week. The stuff with her and Dom, I'm liking it because it's like he's resisting, but you can tell he's not. He's the part of him is like into it. It's like, but he's torn. So it's like if they keep doing this right, it will work because it'll get to the point where when Rhea comes back, that's when the he'll side with Liv and turn against her. Because it's going to happen. Because she's made it clear. It's like she's already got most of the stuff she wanted. Now she's basically ingratiating herself in the Judgment Day. She basically helped them out against Braun Strowman. She distracted Braun Strowman enough so that they could lay him out.
Yeah. No, I mean, whatever they're doing is working because it's getting.
To take Dom, and she's also trying to take Rhea's place in Judgment Day.
Yeah, and I mean the stats don't lie. Like their videos have been, as far as I mean, obviously WWE post them, and they don't post them unless they're trying to either make it seem like it's working or not. Sometimes they're good with the promo, but I mean it had over like 60 million views of that segment that they did. She's still the top T-shirt seller of females. I think she was at one point the top T-shirt seller of that week, which is kind of crazy.
Yeah.
So why are you not going to keep putting the belt on her because it's working?
Yep.
I know she still, like we said, we can nitpick her stuff a couple of times, but
also you notice the difference is that it's like even though Becky is not re-signed, they still talk about Becky. And they're like, "Do you think Becky will be back?" So it's like they're not. It's like in the past, like they would like if someone had left, they would pretend like they wouldn't like talk about them. But Becky came up a lot this week. I mean, Liv practically said I sent her in her early retirement. So it's like that's a whole angle that. So when Becky eventually does come back, she'll want to destroy Liv. She can finish Liv off after Rhea's done trashing her, and when Rhea gets back. So she's gonna have two angry women eventually wanting to rip her head off.
I wish I came up with that joke. That joke is awesome.
Yes.
Have you seen the three of like Dom's actual wife? So it's like Dom's wife, then shows Rhea, and it's like Dom's girlfriend, and then shows Liv. It's his mistress. It's just like, but that was pretty funny. With that. Okay. Welcome to the club. I understand. She can do no wrong. If anyone ever talks bad about her, they're wrong. Okay? They just need to go look in a mirror and assess their life if you don't think that your favorite wrestler can do no wrong.
Yeah, that's what I was trying to say. Thanks, Jared. It's like you could tell that he doesn't want to acknowledge it, but he's definitely interested. It's like he, it's like he's not able to resist the charm.
Okay. So the best segment of the night was obviously the Alpha Academy stuff.
Oh, by far,
easily.
That was the best part.
How this I want this whole Chad turning heel and them slowly doing this with the other three, Otis, Maxine, and Tozawa. I kind of want this to be studied on how you do the right story beats and everyone doing it perfectly to make this the best segment on Raw with all these other big major championships going on. And Sammy is the second thought. I am very enamored with how they're doing this, and I'm invested, and I just kind of want to go back and like, how did they do? Because this would never happen in the Vince era. They're letting it breathe.
Yeah, they've let it breathe, and yes, part of the story is Chad wanting to take the Intercontinental title from Sammy, but that's completely secondary. It's about how Chad is a piece of shit, and the way he keeps verbally and emotionally and mentally abusing Otis and them, to eventually like the breaking point is like it's almost there. Like it's like they easily could have had Otis turn around this week, because it's like it looked like he was about to, but they're saving that for either at or after the pay-per-view, because it's coming. So it's like the question is like is Chad, you know what? They could go a couple of ways. I mean, like Chad could win the title with and I don't think it would be with Otis's help, but he still wins it despite himself, and then because I could easily see Chad even after he wins, he ditches all of them, and here come the Creed brothers.
Right.
Lay out Tozawa, Otis, everything.
Yeah.
Because like you guys are losers. It's like you served your purpose. It's like now I'm gonna rebuild. I'm gonna have people I know that are listen to me and are reliable, aka the Creed brothers.
Right. And that's the hard situation that they've put themselves in, is because they've elevated. Obviously, Otis. Everyone's always loved Otis, so it didn't take much to get him.
Yeah, I think like him.
People are winning. Maxine and Tozawa are they're even like rising them up to a level where when that happens, it's like, man, remember when they just should they just enjoy the ride that they're on right now?
Yeah.
But I'm kind of scared because they're doing great work, and I think they should be rewarded from that and not go away. But I just know as soon as that turn happens and the Creed brothers come and they do that, Otis will be fine. But what do you do with Tozawa and Maxine when Maxine, we well know, is not very good in the ring? But what she's doing right now is excellent work, and Tozawa's Tozawa. So I don't thoughts on that? Like, where do you think they're gonna? You can't stretch it out too much.
I think he's just so torn. He probably knows that Sammy didn't do it on purpose, but it's like he's afraid to turn against Chad because everything that Chad has done for him. It's right. Like, but he knows that the way Chad's treating him, especially the way he's treating Maxine and Tozawa, is wrong. It's like he's so torn. I think what the turning point will be if he like slaps like Maxine or like drops her, that's it.
Right.
Because you saw what happened when her and Tozawa got knocked off the apron. That's when he got pissed off.
Right.
I think that will be the final straw. If he lays his hands on Maxine, Otis is going to destroy him.
Yeah, and I think that's the turning point. Is something he's going to inadvertently hit Maxine, and Otis is going to snap. It's not going to take anything. But I'm just worried what you're going to do with Maxine. I think Maxine's going to be fine. I just don't know what you do with Tozawa, and I just think Tozawa just better enjoy the ride.
I think they could stay together as their own little like face stable once. Yeah. But it's I think like probably after the pay-per-view. I don't think it'll happen at the pay-per-view. I think save it for the Raw, most likely.
Gotcha.
We'll see. It's like it'd be very interesting if Chad is re-signed. If he wins the Intercontinental title, he's definitely re-signed.
I don't think he's not going to resign. So, anything else on the show?
No, this angle's too good. They can't let him go. It's like
No.
it's like they've invested too much.
No. Anything else on the show? Because that was pretty much just like Judgment Day was all over the place. And
I don't know where the women's stuff is going with Sonya Deville and Natty and Zoe. It's not wowing me.
A lot of filler and no substance.
Yeah. I did like both Jay and Lyra saying that they're going to be Money in the Bank. That's good that they're already starting to build like, because that's the next big thing. Once Clash over, it's Money in the Bank time. So Jay being in Money in the Bank makes sense with everything that's going on. So he's definitely going to be a fan favorite to win Money in the Bank.
Right.
I don't know if Lyra will win. I feel like heels are going to win. It's like I'd be surprised if a face won Money in the Bank this year. It's like sometimes they'll do it. It depends. I think a man is more likely to win. A babyface for the men is more likely to win Money in the Bank than one of the women.
Jey Uso.
I could see Jay.
Jay makes the most
sense. Because LA Knight's taken care of. LA Knight is going to get Logan Paul. He's going to win that U.S. title. So it's like he's good.
Gunther's taken care of.
Gunther's getting his title shot at SummerSlam, so he's not. You don't need to give it to him.
Plus, you know how many Yeet in the Banks briefcases you can sell.
And plus, it feels like we're going to have a lot of heel champions on Raw for a while because it's like Priest is the champion. It feels like Drew is on the verge of winning the title again. Gunther is like right around the corner. It's only a matter of time before he wins the title. So, yeah, I can totally see Jay. Jay is very probable candidate to win men's Money in the Bank.
Yeah.
Women, I have no idea. My hope would be Tiffy time. To give it to Tiffany Stratton.
Yeah. Tiffy. Yeah. And just please, for the love of God, don't have her cash in on the same damn show.
No.
Please.
I don't think Triple H is not like Vince like that. They're not.
Every
Look
year.
at Damian Priest. Damian Priest waited until WrestleMania to cash in. It's like it took even Io. It's like Io, she waited a couple months. She waited until SummerSlam before she cashed in. Mm-hmm. So it's like I'm not worried about a quick cash in like Vince used to do. I used to hate that.
Hey, yeah, it was good to see Alba and Isla back on the show. Yeah.
Yes, I'm glad they're getting used because they're talented. It's like so it's like he's trying to build the women's tag division. It's going to take some work to get there. It's like I'm still kind of like I don't see Jade and Bianca dropping the tag titles for a while. It's like not until maybe one turns on the other or is on the verge of it. So they might have a decent run with the titles, So let's see.
And then Braun. Yeah, I always forget that. I always like, there's two Brauns on the show.
I think you got to put Braun Breaker in the ladder and Money in the Bank, man. It's like, oh my God, you have to. Oh God, Jesus. Just think well, the Money in the Bank is going to be a mix of both Raw and SmackDown. So from Raw, we already got Jay. The other two big candidates that I would put in from Raw on Money in the Bank would be Braun and Ilya.
Yeah.
No question.
Yeah.
Maybe I'd love to see Dijak.
It's not going to be Dijak, but it'd be cool. But I don't think so. Cool. They're just going to automatically bring him back, and then he's going to be the ladder match. I just think you need to establish him on the main roster.
But it's besides, look what Braun's doing because Adam Pearce didn't put him in the King of the Ring tournament.
Right. No, Braun's going to.
Maybe he doesn't put him in Money in the Bank.
Yeah, Braun's going to be there. Do you? Oh, that's a good point. Do you give Jade the spot?
Who knows?
I don't know.
No. I'd rather see Tiffany win.
Yeah, until something emerges,
because her character could do so much fun stuff with the Money in the Bank briefcase.
And that's why I say Jay's made for that match, and I think it's about time you give him a major accomplishment of some sort that's singles.
And plus tease him, plus that teases him being able to finally win a world title.
Yes, exactly. It puts him in that driver's seat. So I just until something drastically emerges to where I'm like, this person might win. It's hard.
Besides Jay from Raw, you gotta put Ilya and Braun in
and LA Knight's going to be there. Right, but I mean, we'll get there with SmackDown, but I think LA Knight's going to be there. Logan Paul's going to screw him up because I think that SummerSlam match is golden. That's a
That would
fight
be the
for,
perfect way. That would be the perfect way. It's like he screwed him out of world title opportunity. So then he's going to destroy Logan Paul and take that U.S. title off of him.
yeah, something like that. Whatever it is, that's just the match me and you've been talking about forever. Is LA and Logan.
We all thought, a lot of us hoped it would be at WrestleMania, but SummerSlam is the next perfect time to do it.
Yep. Yeah, and every time you think LA's cooling off, no, dude's just
I'm just so torn. I'm like wondering, like, I want Drew to win. I want Drew to beat Priest, but I'm worried that CM Punk's going to screw him again.
CM Punk's going to screw him. You know that. Come on.
We didn't fall
off the tater truck yesterday. You know what's going to happen.
Give my boy the championship, damn it.
Yeah. Well, let's move on to the Jericho.
Also, one more thing. Kudos once again, Drew McIntyre winning the week with the little video where he put the unhappy CM Punk face on the video wall at WWE HQ.
And then the other one of he's like, no wonder he couldn't get out of here. He couldn't open the door. I have a working tricep. You know? That's why he couldn't get out, because I have a working tricep.
I cannot wait for CM Punk to be back.
Yes.
To come after him again. It's like it's coming.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it was a solid Raw.
Yeah, solid Raw. All right, so let's move on to a quick AEW Dynamite recap, because there was 3 Jericho segments, and why?
All right, here's a recap of what happened on this week's episode of AEW Dynamite. Show opened as it should have, with MJF coming out to cut a promo. Ran down a couple people saying they were running their mouths while he was out injured. Took shots at Okada, Swerve, and Will Ospreay. Especially at Will Ospreay, saying that he's not the best in the world like he claims. It's MJF. And said better watch his mouth next time he shows up. Then Rush came out to rebut. They went back and forth. And they got into a fight that had to be pulled apart by Crystal Daniels and security. Then we had a fatal 4-way match where one would get a shot at the AEW International Championship against Will Ospreay next week on Dynamite. Jay Lethal, Kyle O'Reilly, Orange Cassidy, Ray Fenix. Fenix picked up the victory by small packaging Jay Lethal to get the title shot. After the match, Triple H came down to go after Orange Cassidy again. He went to go after him, but Chris Statler got in his way and then dropped him with a punch. Will Nightingale ran out to make the save. Then we had segments all during the show with Chris Jericho and the rest of the Learning Tree, Big Bill and Brian Keith. Not going to go into detail. Really annoying, terrible crap that I'll go into more detail later with maybe even a rant. Will Nightingale cut a promo in the back saying that she's going to get her hands on Chris Statlander and get payback for being stabbed in the back at Double or Nothing. Then Chris Daniels came out to introduce another qualifying match to see who would get into the ladder match to crown the new TNT champion. Brian Cage taking on Mark Briscoe. Mark Briscoe picked up the victory, while Tenosuke Takeshita and Don Callis are shown watching from high up. Samoa Joe and Hook were being interviewed backstage. Tony Nese and his buddies along with Mark Sterling, came up to taunt them, but Joe held Hook back from attacking, saying that they'll handle things on their time. Jack Perry also cut a promo saying that he's going to, no matter what, he's going to win the TNT Championship. The Acclaim came out for a segment, but they were cut off by the Young Bucks, saying their skit was cut. And they went backstage to let them know that they're gonna get their hands on them sooner or later. Swerve cut a promo responding to MJF and also hyping up his match for later tonight against Roderick Strong, saying that he was going to take care of him and face Will Ospreay at Forbidden Door. Then we had 8-man tag, the Blackpool Combat Club with Wheeler Yuta finally back from injury, taking on a bunch of luchadors for CMLL. Blackpool Combat Club picked up the victory thanks to Wheeler Yuta. Christian Cage came in and talked to Young Bucks saying that he wanted another shot at the title. And they said that even though Tony's put Christopher Daniels as a roadblock, they still have some stroke and they'll see what they can do. And they promised to keep scratching each other's backs. Mariah May took on Saraya with Tony Storm, the timeless one, on commentary. Saraya picked up the victory, making Mariah tap out. Tony went in to try to help her, but the Outcasts attacked and laid them out, and Mina Shirakawa came out to make the save. Tony didn't appreciate that, but Mariah tried to make peace between three people she cares about. And sorry about that. Okay, so they made the title match between Mina and Tony official for Forbidden Door. Bryan Danielson cut a promo in the back and declared that he was going to be in the Owen Hart tournament because he wanted to get that title shot at All In. Then we had the main event. Swerve Strickland defending the AEW Championship against Roderick Strong. Despite shenanigans through the Undisputed Kingdom, Swerve picked up the victory with a house call and celebrated with the fans to close out the show. So that's all that happened on this week's episode of AEW Dynamite.
Okay, so give me 1 second here.
Yeah.
Because we're gonna do a callback to the first episode we ever did. All right.
Yeah.
So honestly, majority of the show I actually enjoyed, as far as like the Saraya stuff with her picking up the victory, and then the Tony Storm stuff. I really enjoyed that. Blackpool Combat Club, all four of them being back together, that was a fun match. The stuff with the Acclaimed and the EVPs and stuff like that, that was good. The Swerve match was great. The build up to with Bryan Danielson with the Owen Hart stuff and seeing that, the Mark Briscoe, Brian Cage, like all this stuff, it was great. But and we don't know who the authority figures are. That's beside the point. But the biggest thing, and I will give you the floor, why did we get 3 Jericho segments that sucked?
4.
And the floor is yours.
4. Okay, look. I get what they're doing, and I commend Chris Jericho for committing to being as annoying on purpose as possible with this new learning tree persona. But this stuff was awful. Just complete trash. The only saving grace of any of these segments was Brian Keith's line delivery, especially when going to Angelo Parker, probably the line of the night, that baby better respect Chris Jericho. Other than that, did not give a flying fuck about any of this shit. The stuff doesn't work, don't care, don't like it. It's like, it hurts me because it's a Chris Jericho fan. The stuff doesn't work. The only thing I can commend him is that he's trying. He's committed to it, but that's all I can say about it because the rest of it just does not work. It's the fact that they gave him this much time on the show nearly ruined the episode for me. It's like there's some nice stuff on this show, but overall, I can't give a big thumbs up to the show. The show was okay. It's as far as I'll go. This Jericho stuff, it's the learning tree stuff. It's just, oh God. Ugh.
That, and then like, oh, Tony Khan's randomly back on the show, and then Christopher Daniels is the authority figure, and then you have the AVPs, and I'm just like, ugh. But then you have like the Kyle O'Reilly, and like those matches are good, and the Swerve match was great, and then I like what they're doing with Orange and Trent, and now you put Chris Statlander
right there.
Yeah.
He got more featured than the freaking Elite.
Yeah. I'm just like, what do we do? And it's like, oh, another Jericho segment that was cringe? Why? Why are we doing this?
It's so cringe. It's not working. And it's like the fans just don't care.
No. And it sucks because it's Jericho.
I feel bad for Brian Keith and Big Bill being sucked into this horrible angle. God bless Brian Keith.
He's forcing it hard. Brian Keith is.
Yeah. But God bless him. It's like his line delivery is good.
Yeah. It's just
he's the only his bits were the only parts of those segments that were any good.
Just oh my God. And then
terrible.
And then the stuff with Daddy Magic and Cool, I was just like, that was so cringe. It was just so, what are we doing?
It's him speaking in that high pitched tone of voice. It's like, look, I understand you're trying to be annoying on purpose, but you're being beyond annoying to the point where I want you to shut the fuck up.
Right. Thank you. And better news: Ray Phoenix versus Will Ospreay next week.
That will be a banger match.
Dude, that Kyle O'Reilly Ray Phoenix double kick, that was
dope.
Chef's kiss. The Swerve match with Roderick was great. Mark Briscoe. I like how they're basically the scapegoat stuff they're doing with the TNT Championship is great stuff. Yeah. There was a couple other things. Like I said, the Saraya stuff was really fun. MJF was great.
One of the best parts of the show, honestly.
That promo, I want that shirt because I'm a big Wolf is my favorite, and I like the way they do it. Now, that being said, they're not calling it
to Wolf of Wall Street, which is a great.
They're not calling it the Lone Wolf because it's copyright infringement with Baron Corbin. I forgot about that. I was like, Lone Wolf. Where have I heard that before? So they're not doing him the Lone. They're not calling the T-shirt the Lone Wolf. They're just, he's just a wolf of.
So looks like he's already going to have his first program with Roosh.
Yeah, which cool. I mean, Roosh hasn't really done anything in a while, but it's freaking Roosh. So, you put Roosh in a match, I'm going to watch. He's such a good worker.
I look forward to when he tangles with both Swerve and Ospreay.
Yeah.
I look forward to when Ospreay rebuts to him face to face. It's like.
Are you liking what I'm enjoying it? Are you liking what they're doing with Trent and Chris Statlander now?
The heel work is working for me, especially Statlander. I like what she's doing with the heel turn.
It's new and it's working. Yeah, she's never been a heel before, so this type of heel. And
putting Trent was already getting some serious heat because of turning on Orange, but now he's getting even more nuclear level heat because he's under Don Callis now. So
and it's working. Him and Callis actually have really good chemistry. So I was like, it's working.
Also, put Takeshita in the TNT ladder match.
Yes,
please, DK. Yes. I would like him to win, but most likely Jack Perry's going to find his way into the match and win it. Most likely, but I still want him in it.
Go ahead. Sorry.
Give the man a title. Give him something.
Yes, and then seeing Samoa Joe and Hook, it just made me smile.
I wasn't sure about this. I'm starting to dig it. I'm starting to like what
they just got. They just got that we're badass. They don't have to say a whole lot. And because Hook doesn't really talk, Joe's such a good mouthpiece.
This is what I hate about AEW. It's like Tony Nese has been on ROH for ages, and not just randomly they throw him onto Dynamite just so that he can be destroyed by Samoa Joe and Hook. It's like I don't care.
Yeah. So do you think Bryan Danielson wins Owen Hart and then finally gets an AEW championship before he hangs him up?
I don't know. Actually, if MJF is in the Owen Hart tournament, either he's going to win it or he's going to get screwed.
Yeah. Do you think Swerve is going to be the fifth guy in Blood and Guts?
He pretty much spelled it out.
Yeah. I was just like, he spelled it out, but who knows? But I mean,
he's basically said, without saying Blood and Guts, that hey, next time there's a team AEW, how about you include the champ? So that's it. He was basically saying, when it's Blood and Guts time, I'm in. So.
Yeah, that was kind of saying that segment, the Saraya match on top of the Mina stuff.
And plus, he's got legitimate beef with the Elite anyway because Elite has been making deals with Christian Cage try to screw him out of the title. So it's like he's already not a fan of the Elite anyway. So
ever since he's become champion, I've liked what they've done with Swerve, and he still must watch television.
Tony better not take the title off of him at Forbidden Door because it's like he'll be making a gigantic mistake.
No, he needs to have the title.
As much as as awesome as Will Ospreay is, and we all love him, he does not need to win the title right now. Not yet. Let Swerve have the title a little bit longer. Do not cut him out.
If he's going to lose the title, it better be in Wembley. I think he should be the champion going into Wembley.
Yes, he should.
Because you know how big I am on Swerve anyway.
If Ospreay doesn't win it for Forbidden Door, he's probably going to get a rematch at All In, and he's definitely going to win it there because no way he's going to be losing another title match in front of his home country crowd.
Right.
Hell no.
No. All right. Yeah, and then the Mina stuff. I know I kind of talked about that a little before.
Yeah, it's okay.
I'm enjoying it. So you got me, Jeremy.
It's not really doing much for me, but Tony's doing her best to make things work. She's She's wonderful.
She's wonderful. Yes, she is. Any other things that stuck out to you that we talk about?
Oh, that reminds me. This is where the breast wrestle.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh my god, she's some.
Yeah.
My favorite is still when she called Taz. I heard you, Taz. I heard that you are the human duplex machine.
Yes, the human duplex machine. She's yeah. I can't wait for that compilation of someone just of her all the timeless Inuisms, like timelessisms or whatever. But yeah, like you said, if it wasn't for the Jericho segments, I really would have given this like a thumbs up of a show.
I can only go like this for the show.
But I can only go do that. Like I'm with you because it's just that other stuff. I'm like,
Jericho really killed the buzz of the show.
Killed it. It just killed it. And there was a lot of good stuff.
And the main event was really good.
The main event was really good.
I'll be honest. I wasn't a fan of Roddy as much as I love Roddy. He shouldn't have gotten a title match. No matter what Tony, what he says, what he said to Tony, but it's a credible opponent. They had a great match. It's another win for Swerve. It's like so.
I mean, that freaking 4-way was awesome. It's always fun to see the Blackpool Combat Club back together doing the CMLL guys.
Nice. Glad we were finally back from injury.
Yeah,
I can't remember if it was body injury or concussion. I can't remember, but it's
something like that. And then Chuck Taylor did an interview with Renee Paquette. He's gonna have surgery and see what happens.
Yeah, they were not exaggerating for storyline purposes, saying that his career will be over. It's the doctors are telling him it's like even if he has even with a successful surgery on his ankle, there's no guarantee he'll be able to wrestle again. He'll get like cleared to be able to wrestle again. So his career may be over.
It's
like a Big E situation.
Yeah, it's just it's never a good time when a wrestler has to hang it up because of injury and not because they just are ready. You know, especially Chuck Taylor, man. He's like what 35.
Yeah,
he's like late 30s.
It sounds like he sounds like he hopes to be able to get back in the ring, but he's doing a lot of behind the scenes stuff. Yeah. So that
Chuck is such a good mind for the business. Yeah, he's not going anywhere. But it just sucks. It's never fun when they've got more left in the tank, and injury just tells them they can't.
Yeah.
But we thought it was the thought we never see Bryan Danielson.
Yeah, I mean, both Edge and Randy Orton have talked about that, especially Randy, because he thought that back injury that put him out for a year and a half.
Yeah. Edge's was the most. It was the most.
He was scared that that his career, it was going to end his career.
Yeah,
because it was that bad.
So never say never. I mean, modern medicine and everything, but just hopefully we can see you back in the ring, Chuck. But if you didn't, you got appreciation from this show. So all right, well, let's move on to the best rated NXT episode of 2024, and it didn't disappoint.
We got lots to talk about this show.
Yeah.
Okay, here's a recap of what happened on this week's episode of NXT. The show opened with TNA Knockouts champion Jordan Grace taking on NXT Stevie Turner. Roxanne Perez was on commentary. Jordan Grace got to show off how good she is and took out Stevie with the Juggernaut Driver. Roxanne Perez got in the ring to mouth off at Jordan, and Jordan shoved her back, and she quickly backed off rather than get into a big fight. Trick Williams came up, wanted to find Ethan Page, who had arrived earlier in the show, wanted to talk to Ava about signing an NXT contract, and talk to Last Legend. Last Legend, Paps talks to him, but says whatever they have going on needs to be over for now because she wants to focus on winning the NXT Women's North American Championship in the ladder match. Trick says he understands and wishes her luck. Then we saw Shawn Spears talking to a bunch of the young NXT recruits, trying to educate them. Josh Briggs came up to mouth off at him, said that the same setup match for them later in the show. Booker T hosted a big promo in the ring between all 6 women who are going to be in the ladder match. All took turns cutting promos on each other. Mia Yim, Jada Parker, Fallon Henley, Sol Ruka, Lash Legend, and Kalani Jordan. Eventually, it led to a brawl between all the women. Robert Stone came out and said that Ava wanted to let it be known that they would be all involved in a 6-woman tag later in the show. Charlie Dempsey was practicing his "You Talking to Me" and "Capiche" in the mirror, with much to the chagrin of the rest of the No Quarter Catch crew, telling Damon Kemp to go get the job done tonight against Tony D'Angelo, get the NXT Heritage Cup back in their hands. Jessamine Nix took on Thea Hale. Nix picked up a victory with a Pele kick as the Chase U drama continues. Ethan Page left Ava's office seemingly satisfied with the offer. We got to footage earlier from the day, just before the show, where the Good Brothers attacked Axiom and Nathan Frazier by the merch truck outside the Performance Center, laid them out. Josh Briggs' music played for his match against Shawn Spears. It didn't happen because Shawn Spears laid him out from behind. John Evans appeared. Shawn tells him not to get drive, but he attacked and they brawled into the ring. Then we had Tony D'Angelo defending the NXT Heritage Cup against Damon Kemp. Tony D won 2 falls to none. Pretty decisive action. Jordan Grace ran into people in the back, saying hello to Mia Yim, who used to work together in TNA. Talked to Sol Rucka. Jada Parker and Eric Grace tried to talk trash, and so did Tatum Paxley. Then we had Izzy Dame taking on Natalya. Natalya picked up the victory. Then we had Gallus. We saw footage of them taking out Tyson and Tyreek. In the ring, Gallus cut a promo after laying them out. Saying they're not sorry and they're going to do whatever it takes to make sure Joe Coffey leaves Battleground the NXT North American champion. Oba Femi came out to respond. Led to a brawl. And Gallus, Wesley tried to get involved as well, but Gallus laid them all out to stand tall. We got Vinju hyping Wendy Chu's return to NXT. Lex King was being interviewed backstage when he was attacked by Dante Chen, paying back for laying him out last week. Got into a big brawl and held apart. Lex King challenged him to a match. Then we had the 6-woman tag. Mix of heels and face on both sides as Fallon Henley, Kelly Jordan, and Lash Legend were on one side with Jada Parker, Michin, and Sol Rucka on the other. Things broke down as the heels and the faces couldn't work together on the same team. In the chaos, Sol Rucka nailed Lash Legend with the Soul Catcher to pick up the victory. Got a vignette of Eddie Thorpe hyping his return. Then we had the main event segment as Ava called out Ethan Page to come to the ring to sign his NXT contract. Cut a promo. Trick Williams came out to respond. And eventually he insisted Ava sign the contract to make Ethan part of NXT because he wants to kick his ass. And Ava said she's hesitating because part of his conditions is that he gets a title shot against Trick for the NXT title Battleground. Trick says that's fine with him. So she signs the contract, and the match is made official. And the two have a stare down to close out the show. So that's all that happened on this week's episode of NXT.
All right. We got a lot to talk about, but let me get my 2 seconds here.
Go.
Coming right off of a very solid, I forget what they call it, but the NXT of WrestleMania, right?
Mm-hmm.
Stand delivered, right?
Stand
delivered. Yeah. It delivered. Everyone stood up. I stood up, and it delivered.
Mm-hmm.
After that, it was like, what are we doing? Right? It felt like
things were a little kind of like,
where are we going? Where are we going here? And then they introduced okay, now we're going to do an NXT North American Women's Championship, which obviously you're not as good as Roxanne Championship. Then and then we're like, well, what are they going to do? And then Roxanne really wasn't on the show. There was nothing to do with her. I was like, okay, what are you doing here?
Right.
And there was no direction. And then Trick Williams' first feud is with Lash Legend and Noam Dar. And like, what do we like? I don't even pay. I didn't really. Obviously, I paid attention.
Yeah, I was not loving the build. And plus, we had no idea who Roxanne was going to wrestle Battleground.
And we were like, roughing our brains. And we're like, okay. And then it was just a lot of middling, doing back and stuff. I've still not bought. I'm trying to get. And then Gallus came back. Okay, we're starting on the right spot. Wesley came back. Okay, we're starting on the right. And then this last show happened.
Then these bombs drop.
And then once the dust settled, we had a brand new city.
Yeah,
we had a gleaming city that this next pay-per-view, Sean put the chef's hat on, and he's making a 5-course, 5-star meal out of this thing. Because, damn, is this show going to deliver? You have the triple threat with the guy from Gallus, Wesley, and Omidar. Give me that. You have, obviously, the Golden Goose and Jordan Grace. You have Ethan Page, who's finally being used correctly in Trick, which is going to deliver, on top of the Noam Dar stuff still simmering there, and the Lash Legend and stuff. So you still have that going. The women's ladder match is going to be amazing. They put the right women in it, even though I'd love to see Paxley in it, but I think they did it right with that.
Yeah, I like who's in it.
I mean, it's so Roka doesn't win it. I don't know. Maybe Jada.
I know some people are going to be disappointed if Soul doesn't win it.
Right. And the fact that she's now hitting that Soul Crusher out of nowhere on doesn't matter where the rope is, you know, and if she can do it like a standing one, that would be even crazy. But it looks better.
I think it's going to be a babyface because it'd be weird to have both women's titles in NXT being held by heels right now. I think it would be a smart idea to have a face have the North American title while Roxanne is the heel champion. Mm-hmm. That's just my thinking. So
yeah, I think it's Soul Roka.
And then you got Good Brothers versus Action Nathan Frazier. That's gonna be fun.
It's gonna be good. So I mean, like, it's going to be
this card
is really good. When we were like
I said, my friend James, wrestling fan, he's popped in to the chat now and then when he has time. He hasn't watched NXT in a long time. He's going to be watching Battleground with me on Sunday. We're going to be watching it together.
This is a new era.
Because Jordan versus Roxanne got his attention. Ethan Page, and also he's a big fan of Michi and Mia Yim, and she's in the ladder match, so he's rooting for her. So yeah, he's like, yeah, I'll watch the show with you. I'm like, cool. So
yeah, that this is like, because after Stand Deliver, I kept telling him, like, what are they gonna do? Like
and you also got Shayna, in the Octagon thing. We got an underdog. Shayna Baszler against Lil Vice.
And that feud's great.
That feud has been built really well.
So this card is really, really good.
Yeah, we got 6 really solid matches. It's like now it's like like Trick versus Ethan Page is like the cherry on top of this really nice card.
No. It's Jordan Grace.
Sorry.
That's the cherry on top. That's the golden nugget on top. That is Roxanne Perez.
I'm looking forward to seeing how Roxanne's going to win this match. She's probably going to have to do some really major cheating shenanigans to survive Jordan.
Yeah,
Grace.
They're not going to put her over clean on Jordan.
Oh, she's not beating Jordan clean. They're not going to do that to Jordan Grace.
No, they're not going to do that.
No, she's going to have to pull like Eddie Guerrero level shenanigans in order to probably escape with the title.
This was the perfect match to be.
Jordan Grace is going to throw her around that ring like a rag doll.
Yes,
and it's going to be awesome.
And that debut match, even though we've watched her a bunch, not a lot of people have.
Yeah,
because they don't watch TNA. They might have looked up her highlights and stuff. But this is the first full match that they've seen her in, and people are like, "Oh, yeah, we're good, we're ready to go." Because that was great.
She's got the power, man.
Yeah,
she's
yeah. So, but yeah, no, this is exactly the type of NXT that you kept telling me about.
Yeah,
this is the show that finally
this is like it's like it's getting close. It's never gonna get back to like Black and Gold was special. It's kind of starting to slowly get back to that to a level of really good consistency, and it's like as soon as Sean really started to turn NXT around when they finally dropped the 2.0 era and put that awful time period back. But there were still nuggets because we got Mello and Braun and a bunch of other good stuff that came out of the NXT 2.0 era. Mm-hmm. Roxanne included, Tiffany, Lyra, it's like, and
Cora.
Yeah, Cora Jade. It's like, so it's like it wasn't the complete shits. So it was the talent was there. It's just like the way the show was being put shit. So now that Triple H is in charge and has let HBK, It's NXT's yours now, baby. Go cook. And now you're seeing the results. It's slowly been getting better and better and better.
Who knew that the click that would disrupt the business and would bury so many people would be probably the best? It would put on.
I know, it's ironic, isn't it?
Yeah, that is I want it to be studied. That is the longest form of storytelling ever.
You told me 20 years ago that that D-Generation X, Triple H and HBK would run WWE better than Vince McMahon, I would have laughed and thought you were nuts.
Yeah, I would call this the Black and Gold 2.0 era.
It feels like a fusion of 2.0 and the Black and Gold.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So it's like Black and Gold 2.0.
Yeah, totally, Jeremy.
Yeah, so I'm with you on that. Because that Black and Gold era is still special. They can make a documentary about it.
Before we run down who we think will win it, the results at Battleground. Let's see. I don't know where the Chase U storyline is going. It's like I don't like Ridge Holland getting sucked in that thing, and it's like I'm iffy on that. But I liked the promo work from the women. There's some really good stuff there. Jada Parker's. It's like I'm saying, look out for Jada Parker, man.
I did like the back and forth with her and Mia Yim. That was funny.
The war words between her and Mia Yim was great. Jada's she's pretty solid in the mic, so it's like she's got so much potential, man. It's like I said, it's like me and Giff have been high on Jada Parker for a while, so it's like she's a dark horse candidate to win this match for sure.
Definitely, she's definitely the second favorite to win to me.
Yeah, it's like for me, it's like Sol Rucka, Jada Parker, and maybe Fallon Henley is the only one I feel
it's not going to be. Unfortunately, it's not going to be Mia. But they need Mia in there.
Mia adds some credibility and experience, and she's really good in these type of matches.
Yeah. Also, too, before we run down, shout out to Jasmine Nix, who has the smoothest entrance. Like how she gets up from the ring with that little pulls from the rope stuff. That was very smooth. So
and Jason Jane finally returned. It's like after getting her nose broken by accident. It's like in that match with Thea from a few weeks ago. She had the classic the face guard on.
Yep. All right, so run down the card. We think Sol Rucka as right now. It's going to take that.
If I had to pick for the women's to win the first women's North American title, I'm going to go with Sol Rucka.
Right. Jada as the second, but like you said, I think Roxanne wins. Not just
Roxanne's going to be. Yeah, Roxanne's not losing the title, but she's going to have to. She's going to pull some major shenanigans. She's not going to win. She's not going to beat Jordan Clean.
Trick is going to beat Ethan, which sucks in a way. They need to make Ethan look strong.
Yes, and they can totally do a rematch.
Mm-hmm.
Because it feels like this feud is just getting started.
Yes, I think more of what
I've heard, I think that the original plan was Noam Dar, but he got hurt, and so they had Ethan Page. They were planning on bringing Ethan Page in, so they were like, then like the light bulb went off, and HBK said, "This is the perfect way we debut Ethan Page. We have him lay out Noam Dar to write him out, so it's like because he can't do the title match. Then we have him attack Oro Mensah, and it's like, well, who's attacking him? Is Trick doing it or not? And then they do the big reveal with Ethan Page, and boom, we have a new title match.
Do you think that they expected Ethan to be this over so quickly? That the audience needed to really be like, oh yeah, Ethan Page, I'm there.
I'm sure they were expecting a big reaction. They were expecting a reaction. I mean, when Shawn Spears came back, he got a big reaction.
Yeah.
So it's like, I think they were expecting it, but it's probably exceeded their expectations.
Something tells me with Noam Dar and who's the guy that's like.
Also they didn't show it. After the cameras went off the air, they put it out on the socials and YouTube. Oro Mensah, a Metaphor, came out and attacked Ethan Page. So it's like it's like Ethan Page is like he's gunning for the NXT title from Trick Williams, but Metaphor is going to want to
That's what I'm saying. You've got Metaphor. I think they're going to overbook this match a little bit because you've got Metaphor, and then you also have Javon Evans.
Yep.
Is buddies with Trick. So I think they're going to kind of overbook that. So that way Ethan looks strong, but when he loses, it's not because of just a clean victory.
Yeah.
On that. But yeah, you don't have to cut title off for Roxanne and Trick. They're the faces of your brands.
Yeah.
The triple threat match, I don't know. I honestly don't know.
The tag title match could go either way.
Yes.
I could see them giving Axiom and Nathan Frazier a big win by beating the Good Brothers, but I could see the Good Brothers taking the titles.
Yeah.
I mean, we've seen a main roster group take the tag titles before. Like New Day had the titles for a while. When they remember that feud was pretty deadly last year.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And then it'll be working. So it's like, I don't know.
Yeah, because I mean, like, is Axiom and Hunter really doing anything? Like, are they wowing people?
I think the fans like them, but I don't. They're not over at the level of like Trick and a couple other people.
Okay.
They're popular, but so I don't know. That could go either way. The underground match, probably Lola Vice.
Lola's got to go over.
Yeah, it's like they're very high in Lola Vice, so having her beat Shayna in a UFC style match in an underground match would definitely give her stock a push.
I mean, why would you have the next superstar brand and the next superstar you're trying to build lose to the veteran? Now, that being said, Shayna might win, but I just don't see, like, the whole point of NXT is to build this person to be the next superstar. So why would you have a established superstar go over on someone you're trying to build?
All right, and then lastly, we got the North American title match, triple threat, Obafemi defending against Wesley and Joe Coffey.
I'm indifferent.
I think Oba's going to keep the title.
I think he will. I'm with you. I think he will, but this is the most I don't know what's going to happen.
It's like, the fans love Wesley. He's, it's like, but I could see them easily getting Wesley ready to go into, because eventually Wesley's going to win the NXT. He's the next, and I think he's the next babyface to win the NXT title after Trick drops it.
He's very over.
Yeah, they're very high on him.
They're pushing Gallus a lot.
He had a very long and dominating North American title run last year before he got injured. So it's like they're very high on Wes.
Yes, so, and they're pushing Gallus as the main badass.
Oh yeah, they're the mega heel faction right now in NXT. They're just wrecking shop right now.
Right. So you would have to. That's why I'm indifferent, because I'm like, Wesley, I doubt he's going to win, but Obafemi, he's on a good run. And he's
getting over.
He's getting over, but it's Gallus, and they just got back. Why are you going to ruin that momentum?
Yeah, it's like, because like obviously they're giving Gallus a big push because they're high on Gallus, So I think doing helping the Rock out definitely doesn't help. It doesn't hurt things either.
I was getting ready to say that. I was like, well, they're good friends with the Rock, and the Rock has some pull somehow. In some way. So I think if there's going to be any title changes, it's going to be the tag.
That's the only one I think could change.
Tag in the North America.
Well, I think of all the NXT titles that are on the line, the only one I could really see changes is the tag titles. I don't see. They're very they're very high in Trick, on Roxanne, and on Obafemi. So I don't see them dropping their titles anytime soon.
Yeah, so. Sean, don't make me boycott you. You already got me back.
Trick and Roxanne just won those titles, man. It's like they're going to get a good run.
Trick is the face of NXT, and Roxanne is the female face. Even though she's a heel, she is definitely the top dog in the female division. Not all bias aside, she is the top dog, and she would be on the main roster right now if it wasn't for injury reasons. Other wrestlers.
Mm-hmm.
I think
I'm excited for it. This is going to be. I don't see it. I'm looking at each match, and I do not see a match where I think it's going to be like a clunker. Like it's like I'm expecting like good to greatness from this show, all down the card.
Yep.
So it's like there's no like oh that's a that's my bathroom break match. There's no match like that on this show.
No, there really isn't. Maybe the Lola Vice one, but I'm just intrigued.
Yeah, it's like that. That may be like
It's just
the
that I had the
most match, but
PTSD
it
of
could've
the
been.
Ronda Rousey Shayna like
Yeah.
UFC fight that was terrible. So that's the only reason why I'm like,
I trust Shayna. And Lola Vice is solid. It's like, so I think if they book that right, that underground match, and plus that's going to have and plus being in the Apex, it's going to have the right UFC style feel when they do that.
right. Well,
So
all right. Well,
it's gonna be a fun show. I'm looking forward to it.
yeah, it's gonna be a fun show. And speaking about fun shows, another one down the books. We did
Yep.
it. And it's always a pleasure, always a fun time, Justin. Always thank you for the videos you make every week to bring us those from your future. So thank you to your past self to make the show
Yes.
better as it is today. And thank you all so much for joining us, Jeremy. Obviously in the chat, thank you so much. For you all that maybe have watched the video a little bit later in the time
Please hit
frame,
the like and subscribe.
hit the like and subscribe. Ring that doorbell. Hit the doorbell, not ring the doorbell. Either way, click the dang on thing, so you know when we go live every Thursday. Typically, it's going to be at 9 o'clock Eastern, but you know we do other shows and sometimes scheduling and stuff like that, and we have other jobs. We would love to do this for a living, but unfortunately, we have to do other things to just make ends meet and be happy, which is what wrestling does. It makes us happy. But thank you all so much for joining us, and join us on the Patreon, Ruckus, patreon.com/RuckusTV. As you know that if you want to be a part of this and have your own thoughts and shows that you might want to help, and we can help you out produce those, join the Patreon. We can help you do that. Follow us on the socials with Twitter. We are trying to post more and get more promotion with that. And then, comment down below and tell me why Roxanne is the greatest of all time. I would agree with you. So in the meantime, tell us what else you think is prediction wise is going to happen what has been, what will happen in the world of wrestling.
Yes.
And if anything else, we will see you all next time.